Hey everybody, how you doing today? It's Wilderness Woman. I sat quiet for a long time. I actually kind of checked out because I was like a bit frustrated with everything going on. And although I watched quietly, I kept my mouth shut. But I'm really um, thinking it's time that we all have to open our mouths and start calling out things we see. Today I was watching a lot of the Senate nomination hearings, some other hearings too. Um, Really crazy to me. I just don't understand. So at one time, I had sat for my PHR exam, professional and human resources, and in order to pass that exam, I had to know a lot of case law, employment case law, things that specifically pertain to major decisions in the field I was going into to make sure that I wasn't discriminating. I was treating people equally, and not only studying that case in the decision, but why that decision was made so that I could avoid those issues in my career. Now, I'm watching nominations for some of the highest positions in the US government. Not, well, maybe not the highest, but high. Like the director of the FAA, for one example. And when they were specifically asked on case law, let me back up a minute. It was also another person. I think it was the director of the National Archives. Um, but when these people were asked questions, they kept saying they weren't familiar with the case law that was in the question. Now, if you've made it to that type of level of position, I would certainly think that you should be knowledgeable of textbook case law. Um, Boy, I would think that would be a qualification because it's what major decisions are made off of, interpreted in how you form future decisions. Don't know. I know my mentor, the person that helped me study for this exam, um, had her PhD. Maybe at that time she only had her master's. But knowing the laws and understanding the laws and the decisions that were formed by those laws was very important. When I was studying, there was two exams. One was professional and human resources, and one was senior professional and human resources. And the main difference is the senior professional was more strategic and the PHR was more law based. So they were both, one wasn't a higher than the other. The content in those exams was different. And I was the only one out of the people, the five people that were studying together, going for the PHR, which meant I needed to learn probably more law than they did. But even in my career, in my tenure doing human resources, as I grew in that position, as I practiced in that position more through meetings, professional organizations, through my own research to make sure things were being done legally, I continued to grow and evolve in my knowledge of case law. So here's my question. How can someone make it to director positions where they have to go through nomination hearings and not know textbook case law? Sorry. That's really scary to me. Toodles.